Today I'm going to be teaching myself to draw curly hair. I tried to draw curly hair in the past and it never really worked out, so let's get straight into it. So for this first drawing, I didn't want to use a reference. I just wanted to come up with something just out of my mind. So I went with a pink hairstyle because I thought that would be easier to get like the shadows and the highlight. And instead of doing like swirls, I'm just doing like C-shaped curves so it can look like a curl instead of actually trying to draw an actual curl. And overall, I didn't really like how this was turning out, but I think the concept was there. Just my technique wasn't all the way there. And this is the finished piece. This looks a mess. But let's try again. And this time I am going to use a reference. So I found this picture off of Google and I'm just going to do a rough sketch of her face. Since her face isn't going to be the focal point, I want her hair to be the focal point of the picture. And I think the sketch of the face really came out pretty good. Sometimes it takes me a while to get the face looking like how I want it to look, but this one turned out pretty good. So now I'm just going to do the basic shape of her hair and I'm going to block in the dark parts of her hair and then add some highlight. And I'm using that same technique. I'm doing like C-shaped circles or half circles, all different shades, darker shades and lighter shades to really make it look like curl. And at this point I'm thinking like this looks so good. I was really liking how this was turning out, but the only thing was the skin was off because it's a more cartoony style hair and then blended skin didn't look right, so I decided to go with a more cartoony style face and I didn't blend all the shades on her face. But now we're coming up towards the end of the drawing. I'm just doing the outline and I'm rated from 1 to 10. I get an 8. But what do you rate this? Now let's move on to the last one. Now again, I did use a reference and I just zoomed in so y'all can actually see what I was doing since I did it on landscape instead of in portrait mode. Now this sketch was really hard trying to get, hands is just hard to draw by itself. So I tried my best with making her face look just like her face. But it wasn't really all the way there. So since the face isn't really a focal point, I just traced her face. I know you're not supposed to trace, but it's for practice. And I didn't really trace it. I just used the liquify tool to put her facial features where it's supposed to be, but I did the same technique as I did in the last one. I blocked in the basic color of the hair, then I go in with the darks and a light with these like half circle or C-shaped motions instead of doing actual curls. And then I started to do the same thing on her face, the more cartoony style color or where it's not blending in. And so far, I wasn't so sure that this was turning out good. I didn't think it looked that much like the reference photo, but at this point, after I got the freckles in and everything, then I think it started to look more like the reference photo. So now I'm just fixing my line art, adding finishing touches. I'm really liking how this one is turning out. But now again, we're coming up at the end of the drawing and this is the finished piece. Let me know what you think about it in the comments and make sure you follow and interact so the algorithm can always bring you back. Look out for the next one. Bye. Okay, now that everyone's gone, I know I haven't posted in a minute. I haven't posted since November 1st, but I just been a little bit sick. But now I'm gonna make sure I keep up with some more drawing. And if you're seeing this, thank you for staying all the way to the end. And make sure you comment this emoji so I can know you made it all the way to the end. Okay, bye guys.